On this Tuesday morning, our Congressman Ron DeSantis, who represents us on the Hill in Washington and is always involved with everything that's going on in the district, is on the other end of our line. Good morning, Congressman. You know, it's almost too formal for you, Ron. I got to say good morning, Ron. How you doing this
Yeah,
morning?
please call me Ron. Absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Busy time in Washington?
Yeah, we are. Last week we voted to delay the healthcare mandate for employers, and what had happened is the president unilaterally said he wasn't going to enforce it for another year. Now, we don't think he had authority in the law. The law says it will take effect, but we also think that the employer mandate is bad policy. We think it'll cost jobs. So we voted to formally do that, and so it's over to the Senate now, and I think that, if they agree it should be delayed, I think they need to act and pass it. We can't have the executive just picking and choosing laws in terms of what they do. And then what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. So if businesses are going to get a delay, we think that individuals and families should get a delay. Of course, the individual mandate basically forces you to purchase the type of government or type of insurance that the government decrees. We think that can put a burden on individuals and families, so we think they deserve the same relief. So we voted to do that. And now this week we're focusing jobs. We're focusing on expanding domestic energy production. We think that'll be good for consumers and also will be good for the overall economy. And then making sure that, with all the scandals and stuff that we've seen in the government, we, the American people, are the boss of everything that goes on up here. It's not just the government that rules over us, and sometimes that's gotten a little bit out of whack, particularly with some of the bureaucrats who have been behaving badly. So we're going to be working through committees, and I happen to be on all these committees, Oversight, Judiciary, that are going to be marking up a series of reform bills designed to hold people who are working on our behalf accountable to us when they misbehave, and I think that's important.
Well, I looked the other day at all of the committees that you are on, and really you're on a lot of committees as a freshman in the House. It seems like that you've got yourself on a lot of committees and a lot of important committees.
Yeah, we're on the Oversight Committee, which deals with the IRS oversight. We dealt with Benghazi, and we will continue to do Benghazi. I'm on Foreign Affairs, which also deals with Benghazi. And then Judiciary, this involves the oversight of the NSA program. It involves immigration. We've marked up some of our own immigration bills through that committee.
Okay.
So it's been busy. It's going to continue to be busy going forward. But that's good. That's where the action is. And quite frankly, when we have people writing in and calling into our offices, the top 4 or 5 issues that they're concerned about, generally all tend to be issues that we deal with on these committees. So I think it's a good place to be generally, but I think it's also a good fit for where a lot of the folks in the district have their minds right now.
Congressman, it seems like at least the stock market has been pretty healthy for the last couple of weeks. Ben Bernanke is holding things, helping the economy, hopefully to grow. What's your feeling on all that?
When Bernanke came to Congress, I asked him, I said, you're really putting the pedal to the metal on this, QE, Infinity, and the stock market's responded positively. What's going to happen? Inevitably, you're going to have to let off, and is there going to be a market correction? And he basically said, nothing that I'm doing is really causing that. He thought that the market was just naturally where it should be. Now, the problem that I have with that is that if you look at the underlying economy, you have, yes, the corporate profits in certain sectors have done well, but the unemployment rate's been stuck at 7.5%. You have millions of people who've dropped out of the workforce. When you have robust recoveries, you want to see, obviously, the equity markets do well, but you also want to see people get put back to work, and that's not what we're really seeing. And so, in that sense, it's been a lackluster recovery. We're trying to do things that I think can help jumpstart, remove some of the burdens that government's placed on the economy. But I don't know that you can continue to pump money from the Fed and think that there's not going to be any consequences to that down the line. I think that there has to be, because if it was that easy, then we could just do this forever and never have to worry about anything.
Congressman, what's on your agenda for today?
Well, we're doing these markups, so these are a bunch of legislation. So, for example, one is limiting some of the bonuses that some of the federal employees have gotten. People like Lois Lerner who've taken the Fifth Amendment have actually gotten bonuses. We're going to do a specific bill about some of the employees who have taken the Fifth Amendment in front of Congress. And the idea is, look, you have a constitutional right to take the Fifth. If you want to do that, protect yourself, fine. But if you can't answer questions about your official duties to the American people and you're taking the Fifth Amendment, then you need to step aside from your job. And, the taxpayer shouldn't keep funding you while you refuse to answer questions. And then we also have another bill that allows citizens to monitor and record their conversations that they have with people who work for the government. We think that could be helpful for things like tax disputes and some of the other issues that we have. So this today is really in the committee reforming government and trying to put the government back on the side of the people instead of in a situation now where they've used power to infringe the rights of people.
Okay, Congressman Ron DeSantis, keep up the good work representing us, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks for having me.
There he goes, our congressman in the U.S. House.